Mahila. So they said 8% in Ireland didn't know about something if they were gonna in 25 years become separate from the UK. So that video that I liked in my playlist of a Gitalis video is very informational. The 253s, which are a 106 deal, which is like Death and Hell of Glenn Rage and Michael J. Fox, and then the 237s, all combined to be a 180. What? Now that's nothing bad. What it means is it can be done all sorts of ways for the Freemasons. The way I did it was those are my bears. Those are my bear ribs or whatever. That's what all that is. And the boot and the lion were like the surroundings of it. You know, the just the time period of it. So because the lion came first at Concordia and into the lion arms of the Amar Camp and a jar-headed creature, which is on my last video of Rorsfin Troy, and then went into the boots itself. So that was a bear for me. Now, what it means is millstoneo. Okay, so what that means is you have to have a python because you have to have a complete lion with the eagle's wings. So I had that at Concordia and SCAD and, a few different times throughout my life, but I didn't have it with lifted up from the earth. So that's where the python comes in whenever I broke my foot and my back, back in April of 2020. That's what that is, and the gold is good of python. Okay? So God spared me and I wasn't paralyzed because, and that's, everyone was wearing the mask and I wear the mask too. And that was, like the Bane type scene, of Batman Dark Knight Rises. So, so then I was lifted up from the earth from that. And I even had the Cain creature afterwards with the nourishing hips of AI. And it was a pro lemur with the head of a crocodile / lion. Okay. So it's kind of cool to think about, really. It's cool stuff, like, that how it was mixed together and everything is pretty cool. So that was the python. Okay. Which means that that was complete. So millstoneo was that Mills is Brad Pitt, which he played Achilles. Now the Mills part of it means that the third EA, the third pit of the three of the Opa Benia Regalis, which is the fourth creature of Daniel 7, which is kind of like three EAs. It's Ishmael. Those are the Ishmael brothers and the princes of Ishmael, because he will yield 12 princes. And it's kind of like the snake eating its own tail. That represents Ishmael. That's that brother. Okay. Then there's Cain, Esau. Moab is kind of like my seals a little bit. Like Shekeh, Yuan Shekeh, and Mos Senfo Ruffy are kind of like, in Lajos Ballant are kind of like Moab. Which means it's like esoteric nature of how stuff doesn't really work out. Like it's like you're always in the wrong place, at the wrong time or something. Like it just doesn't work out. So that's kind of what Moab means. It's kind of weird, but it does fit. And then because I think my uncle Don, who they say is my uncle, had sex with Dee Dee in Hawaii, and like there was something with a Hawaiian guy had put on the suntan lotion or something while Dawn was in the bathroom or something. I don't know how it went. I don't know. But that would be Moab or whatever, because then they were like drunk that night or something, something along those lines. But it's getting deep. Like, but the Mills is it's the Kobe Bean Bryant death, because 5 months before that was the Toby text, and that meant that the woman played the part of the M for 5 months and was the scorpion for 5 months, like the scorpion tail of Revelation 9. That happened for 5 months, and then it culminated with Kobe Bean Bryant. And all that during that time was my creature of the pyro headed, lice headed, and golem headed creature that has the legs kind of lion and Fifth Element film. Like how they have a little, how it's like a big robot with a little key finger and stuff. And in the body of a humanoid lice, like that's what that was. So because I was driving a lot then. That's when I first started driving. I had gotten the car, the CRV, this car, and I started driving. Kind of doing the Ezekiel 28 stuff, but trying to do it in a good way, like refurbish it in a good way, not exactly how they are judged in Ezekiel 28, but differently. Like Tyr is 65, which means the falcon, the clean Ankh on those Solomon glyphs. Like the clean Ankh, like everything is clean and ready to go for the rapture. That's kind of what that means, And I feel like the woman has helped me, like not getting wrecks and stuff. Like I feel like my back is getting watched and stuff. Like, because I've been clean this whole time. Like, as far as the car goes, like, and I don't do any drugs or anything anymore. Like, so, and God has really helped me with that stuff, because I have kind of like an addicting personality. That's kind of like how I am, and like, I guess my addiction would be like food, probably like fast food or whatever. And like, whenever I was at this funeral with my girlfriend from a few years ago, like I wanted to go out to eat afterwards. Like I should have. Like that was dumb that I didn't, Like I should have said, screw the class. Like, let's just go out to eat, because and the thing was, I couldn't multitask. Like I couldn't do the class and have a girlfriend. Like I'm just not a good multitasker at all. Like I get too involved with one thing. But in high school, like all I could handle was like school and all the trappings of school, and then swimming, and like weightlifting and stuff like that. Like that was kind of it, Other people like had jobs and stuff, like I did in the summer, but that was it. So anyway, I'm just me. But like Satan's language, though, in the deaths and the news is kind of like a sexual language. I did want to point that out because it can be read both ways. But yeah, the box, like the head in the box or whatever of Seven film, Mills, that's all that is the 5 months of Kobe Bean Bryant. That's what I mean when I say they kind of make it extreme in the horror films, but it's really not that bad. Like they just use it to show basic symbolism. Like her head was in the box, the Pulp Fiction film that I watched at my friend Vecchio's house, like where I felt kind of persecuted in the smoke a little bit. Like that was like the woman took my place for all that stuff. Like, and then she was like the scorpion, like the M, kind of like that, like the, like Judi Dench, but like a phoenix, like doing, like standing up for her man or something. That's what that means. So it's nothing to worry about. I know they make it horrible in the film, But like, that's what I mean by like, it's not really as bad as it is in the horror films. They just use it to show, like, to make a movie, you know? Like, they want to use your fear to prompt you to be like, okay, I'll get that done, you know? Like, okay, like, the woman will help the man, you know, and like, there will be 5 months because that Baphomet had to get done for the deal because the Baphomet means that the 5 months happened for the deal because things weren't ready yet whenever you first get the deal. Now, like, I found the buried treasure back in summer of 2019, and then it took me till February 2020 to start the deal. Why did it take that long? Because I went through a Baphomet. It means like that you do it a little different and you have to go through the 5 months, and the woman helps with that. You know, that's what that means. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. Like, yeah, like Baphomet's not a good character, but like, it's none of these characters are good though. Like, like, you don't want to deal with the angels or any of them. You want to go directly to Jesus, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what I'm saying is like, Jesus runs all this stuff. He runs the devil. He runs, like, he gets people out for him, and it's a, like, yeah, like, I went through the bathroom, but I ended up with Jesus because when I sat down, Jesus was talking to me through my body. It's like it took those 5 months to get my body ready for him to be able to talk to me through my body as the Lord of the hosts. Like, it took 5 months to get it purified, if that makes sense. And like, the woman was helping on her end with that. Because who was she going against was Legion, who go against the G. Legion persecute the Laodicea in the smoke. The Legion does. Okay? So she helped, like, bring it all back to balance. It all had to be balanced out. And that's what this deal is for the reptile and gray. It's a balancing act. It's all just balance. It's nothing to be scared of. All right, thank you.